you're having a party or a wedding or a blessing or an anniversary. This is Boland. This is Holmes Mill, and it's owned by James's company, so the same as the Mitten Hall, which hopefully you'll have seen the vlog by now of that. And this is really industrial. This is so quirky, and this is so now. So Mitten Hall is very glamorous and very beautiful, and I just love that place. But if this, I've got kind of the same feel as I walked in, but it's completely different. It's very industrial. It's very almost like you could make steampunk. You could do that rustic that everybody wants, that barnyard kind of barnyard? No, what am I trying to say? Barn type. But if you hire a barn, then the problem you've got is that you've then got to find all the caterers. You've got to get all your equipment. You've got to get your tables. You've got to get your chairs. It's a waste of time. So the showcase is up here. So this is your entrance. You'd have the stone steps, so almost like you're leading up to a castle. You've got the big industrial mirrors. You've got the lovely candles lit on the pieces of log, which is what I did for Maeve's 18th, if you've seen that. So you've got the candles lighting up. Look at even the tables, like really rustic. For anybody that has any disabilities, you have got the lift to come up. Coats can be hung there. Now I'm going to actually flip the camera around because I want you to see what you see when you come into this venue. This is what you have. Of people, but this is what you've got when you walk in. So really rustic. The lighting is only what you can see, and that can actually be dimmed, but it is so fabulous, and you'll see what I mean. They've had Kaylee weddings here, but it's very, very, very rustic. Look at that. So if this is the kind of wedding that you're after, I love the walls. This is going to be great for a photo shoot. Even the flowers are done up for that sort of very rustic kind of wedding, which I just think is so beautiful. So completely different. Also, there was a wedding here recently that somebody was telling me about that was absolutely awesome, that had you can hire these letters as well, by the way, the love letters. There was a wedding here recently, and the bride had a really traditional gown on, and then she was covered from head to toe in tattoos. She had Doc Martens on that she'd put Diamantes on. Look, so you can even have the balloons, the big balloons. Now you can have DFC as well as your DJ, and also as well, because although this is a new venue and it's been going 18 months, it's not a new company, so it's only the building that's new for weddings, when of course it's not a new building. Does this make sense? So it's an old building that's been done up for weddings now, and of course you've got the wonderful food hall next door, and so the James's company have been doing weddings for years and years and years and years, so they know how to run a wedding. But this is just a different venue. So this is your bar, and of course you can get absolutely everything in here, and you've got the Boland Brewery. So you can have things like the Hen Harrier, Boxer Blonde, Pheasant Plucker, say that when you've had a G&T. Winter, you've got Buster, Boland Gold, Boxer Blonde, Deer Stalker. You've got some, and you've got every single sort of G&T, whiskey, bourbon that you could possibly want. So this is just like an amazing bar venue, because it's a massive venue, so they can hold up to 150 people, but you can actually come with just I think the minimum they do is 50, but they can take up to 150. You can have the tables laid whichever way you want. You can have the school chairs, but you can also have ghost chairs, and you can also have the Chivari chairs. The Chivari chairs is what I chose. Oh, look at these! How amazing is that? They're almost like old school chairs or old theatre chairs, aren't they? It's just brilliant how they've done it up. And I love, come round here, you can see where the food comes out of. Look at the sign, really industrial, really old. It's very sort of All Saints-y, if that makes sense, or Vivienne Westwood. I can imagine her having a wedding sort of somewhere like here. You've also got the ghost chairs that you can have as part of it. The Chivari chairs, these are Chivari chairs. This is what I had at my wedding. And then of course you can have different drapes over those if you want to. The seating plans look beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. Look, can you see? So they're done on copper piping, and you've got please be seated, and it gives you, and then it's just tied up with red tape, and then that beautiful greenery around there. You've also got all the candles lit down here, so it makes it look beautiful. Welcome to our happily ever after. It's just stunning. Now, the best thing about this place as well is that you can, if you want, you can choose to have the full work. So you can have the big tables like the Mitten Hall, the round tables with the ghost chairs. You can have the Chivari chairs if you want to. You can have the big candelabras, which you can see here and you can see here. But what you can also do with this venue is you can go pie and peas. How awesome is that? You could do fish and chips if you want to with mushy peas. You can do trifle. You could do afternoon tea, which starts at £20 per person. So you could have a full, I mean, you know how fanatic I am about afternoon tea. Can you imagine serving afternoon tea to all your guests? And of course, all the food comes up from the food hall, so you can virtually have anything. You can have pastries, you can have your chocolate, you can have your fudge, you can have whatever you want here in this venue. So this is a complete and utter contrast to the Mitten Hall in the way it's displayed and the way it's set out. You can still have that kind of wedding here. However, you can also go to town and have a very, very different wedding. But you know, if you are hiring a barn, remember you've got to get everything else. The caterers, you've got to get all the table and chairs, you've got to get your cutlery, you get your wine glasses. Also as well, if it's cold, is there heat in there? Is it muddy outside? Whereas this is all under one roof, and you can get married here as well. So you can actually get married all seated, whether it's down there or it's up here. I suppose that's probably set out for if you get married and it's behind the bridal table. It's very, very different, but very chic and it's just so cool. So cool. I know quite a few of my friends, if they were getting married, that this is where they would choose. You can get married Monday to Friday here. There's no cheaper rates for whether you go January, February or March. They charge the same all the way through. But an average wedding starts at around about £2,500. So you've got a really good venue. You know the food is going to be exquisite. You know you're going to be looked after every stretch of the way because it's by this company. By the way, this is not an advertisement. I don't work for this company. This is just because I just know I'm a stickler and I know how superb they've been for the parties that I've had with them, and they are absolutely amazing. Now, also coming for something to eat here, I would highly recommend, you know, go and try the venue downstairs. But the love sign, I had that. I think I had that, or did I have Mr. and Mrs. at my wedding in? No, I had Mr. and Mrs. at my wedding in the Mitten Hall, and then I had the love sign when I got married in Marbella, and I had it. But look at the size of it; it's huge. So that's a really good photo opportunity, a photo shoot for the family, for the bride and groom. Just magnificent. And I'm going to try and grab one of the managers to have a word with them. You can see, I'm just going to turn it around so you can see actually the tables as well. So look at that. I know a friend of mine that's going to love that. A dear friend of mine, Evie, that's getting married. I think it's next year. But you've got the ink stamping with Sarah. That won't come with it. That will be a supply that they will know. But you've got the very plain greenery going down the middle. They use a particular florist for here, but you don't have to. It's up to you which one you want to go to. So that's one idea of a table with the candle lights. Another idea that I love somewhere like this is that you could actually just absolutely cover the table down the middle with all different size wine bottles. Just take or leave all the labels on if you want. Just buy loads of candles, absolutely cover it in wine bottles, and have that as a centerpiece because that would look extraordinary. So again, they've left this pretty plain. You've just got the greenery going down the middle. No place names on this one, but of course you've got the same sort of flowers going on. You've got the perspex written with the number 2. So you know that's the table you're going to be sat at. Let's have a look at the next table. So these are the school chairs, but don't forget you can have the round tables and you can have the Chivari chairs. You could also have the ghost chairs if you want to. If you do go for Chivari, the ghost chairs, I think they've only got 60 of them. If you go for the Chivari, they do have 150, but it depends on what kind of wedding you want. Now this is the spectacular balloons. Look at those, aren't they magnificent? And then they've just hung this sort of garland from it. Just beautiful, really, really beautiful. Just depending on how simply what simplicity you want for your wedding. Head table again, really simple, really easy, and you've got those candles again. I would love to see maybe wine bottles on here. I think that would look exquisite. And then look at this. Oh, look! And then you've got the name, and then you've got what they're having. Bride sticky toffee pudding. Oh my gosh, Gary would go mad. That's one of his favourite. Sam. So just beautifully set out and very, very in at the moment. I mean, this is so in. This is all the fashion at the moment. When you walk in as well, you're going to be able to see these great big urns, which I think look beautiful. You see, those are done up with fake flowers, and I think those look amazing. You've also got the sides. Now, I don't know whether they put all the stuff to be able to serve, but you could do some decoration there as well. But just look at the walls. Just look how they've been done. I mean, just brilliant. Like I said, very, very All Saints-y. Very sort of Vivienne Westwood, very steampunk, industrial, whichever way you want to look at, but it is just incredible and massively on trend for what's around at the moment. You've also got little ice cream things going around and sorbets. What have we got here? Gelato.
Blackcurrant.
Mango and blackcurrant. Are these served on wedding days as well?
Yes.
Yes? Oh, sorry, I didn't let him know that I was going to catch him on camera. I didn't let him know. That's unfair, isn't it? So this is the venue. This is at Holmes Mill in Clitheroe, and this is on the first floor. You can also have weddings and parties downstairs if you wanted to in the bistro. My mum and I and Frankie Jack are just going to go and have a meal down there as well. But fabulous, isn't it? Absolutely fabulous. Managed to grab hold of the important one. Stacey, to go through this venue and what you need to do. First of all, wow.
Fab, thanks.
It blew me away when I walked in.
Well, it's pretty special, isn't it?
It is, isn't it? And you can see the sort of difference of, I mean, obviously I know you're going to have a lot of people coming in to have a look at it, but you can see that people coming in a little bit quirkier. It's just definitely got that quirkier feel to it, hasn't it, this venue?
Yeah, and it's different. It's different from anything else that is nearby, and I think that's what makes it special.
Yeah, so how can I book if I wanted to come here?
So if you wanted to book, you could give us a call, which is a Clitheroe number, which is 01200 407 183.
Which I'll give you in the description below, so don't worry, you're not going to miss out on it.
Or you can email us, which is enquiries@holmesmill.co.uk.
Right, and would you come straight through to you?
Yeah.
You're the manager, aren't you?
I'm head of events here,
Yes.
or my colleagues Mike and Charlie.
Mike and Charlie.
Yeah.
I've just been going through, because you can have all sorts of sets out here.
Yes.
Now, what's great about it is that you can come. I mean, obviously you can do this anywhere, and you could do this at the Mitten Hall, but really you can do anything you want. So what's the most weird and wonderful and wacky thing? Because this has been going for 18 months. Go on, what's the best thing?
Do you know what? Every wedding is so different, and that's what's so special about it here. And that, I think, there's not been anything stand out crazy, but the fact is, if you wanted to be, you could.
But you say they had a Kaylee wedding just the other week, and
that was so fun. So we cleared out all of the tables, all the chaps had kilts on, there was a massive Kaylee band, and she was calling all afternoon. It was just great, just really fun. But then also, you don't need to do that much to it. If you want something very simple, the room speaks for itself. So you don't actually need to spend a silly amount of money on flowers, but you can. One wedding had flowers all across the ceiling through the aisle, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Oh my
She must have spent a fortune.
Let's just
and
quickly
it was
have a look at the
gorgeous.
ceiling. Look, you've got a real industrial look to that ceiling. How amazing must that have been? This is what I mean. I mean, when you come in to sort out, the best place you can go to is Pinterest, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
Go and have a look at Pinterest.
Bride's dreams.
Yeah, to see what everybody's doing on there. But you will give them a whole list of suppliers that you recommend highly enough from here.
Yeah. People that have worked with us before. Last year we did 90 weddings, so we've got at least 300 suppliers that have worked with us.
So if you wanted to book for this year, for 2019, can I get in?
Yeah, we've got some availability. Sundays and midweek. Most of the Saturdays are already gone, but Fridays, Sundays, midweek.
If you book midweek, cheaper?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's my top tip. Go for a weekday.
Much cheaper. And if you're a small number, midweek is a great. If you're 30, 40, 50, we can fit you in midweek.
But you don't just do weddings, you also do anniversaries.
Yeah, christenings, retirement parties. We're doing a 60th wedding anniversary in a few weeks' time. Gin festivals, gin tastings. anything.
Hey, when's the
You can
gin
do it.
tasting on? Is that
May-
for anybody?
May, yeah. We had a gin festival last year.
Oh, you've got to.
Great.
Will you keep me in touch about that?
Yes.
I'll keep you in touch. I'll tell you what's going on
gin.
because we're going to have to come to that one, aren't we? Because gin's the big thing at the moment, isn't it? So basically, you can tailor make. You can have you say pie and peas, fish and chips.
Fish and chip. Well, we're in a brewery. You know, you can make your own beer. We can personalise it. You put your face on it.
No
Yeah.
way for your wedding.
Yeah, you could do one of these clips on here with your face on.
Oh my word! How awesome would that be?
Yeah.
Now that is a dream come true.
Well, and it's something different. And
I
you
think
know,
celebrities do that, don't they?
yeah.
So I can't wait. Yeah, so you've got the food hall downstairs,
Yes.
so you can do pastries,
Yeah.
homemade fudge,
We
and
do the most amazing cheese wedding cakes from the Bowland Food Hall. All Lancashire cheese, wheels. Instead of a traditional cake, cheese. Dreamy.
oh, see, so there's a lot that you can do here. So obviously completely different to the Mitten Hall, but you could still do the Mitten Hall wedding here, couldn't you?
Of course, and you can do all your candelabras and your glitz and the glamour with this industrial setting.
I said it's very sort of Vivian Westwood, very All Saints,
Yeah.
steampunk industrial.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very
You're
much.
very welcome.
It's a pleasure, and yeah, come and have a look. You've got a wedding fair next on the 20th.
20th of January.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so here it is. It is Holmes Mill. Is that what
Yes.
it's called? Holmes Mill. I hope you find your wedding venue or your dream venue for any party that you've got going on. Thanks very much.
You're welcome.